welcome back to another video. I'm Stuart.
And I'm Joelle.
And this is 2Max Try. We want to thank you for tuning in and spending some time watching our video. We are back with another cooking video, but before we get into that, make sure you check out our social media that'll show up at the bottom of the screen. So make sure you give us a follow on those platforms. So Joelle, what are we making?
Today we are making cheesy shrimp and grits. This really has no bearing on any of the other series that we have done. It's just something I wanted to make, and we figured we'd film it for you. This is the first time we're making this recipe. I got this recipe off of recipegirl.com. We will link it down below. But watch the video and see if it's worth making.
Yeah. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the ingredients that you'll need for this recipe. Alright, so the ingredients that you're going to need are what?
Just a quick caveat. On the website, you can choose how many servings you want each recipe to be, and it automatically changes the amounts for you. So these amounts are all for 2 servings for 2 people. So if you want to make for 4 people or a larger crowd, you can double it. All right. 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of water from your tap. I did not grab water. Half a teaspoon of salt, half a cup of cornmeal grits, 1 tablespoon of salted butter, plus more later. Half a cup of shredded white cheddar cheese. 2 slices of bacon chopped. 3/4 of a pound of shrimp peeled and veined. 3/4 of a cup of chopped onion. 1 1/2 cloves of garlic minced, 1 1/2 tablespoons cornstarch, 3/4 of a cup low sodium chicken broth, half a cup heavy cream, another half tablespoon butter, we already have that out, half a teaspoon cayenne pepper, half a teaspoon hot sauce, more salt, black pepper, 1/4 of a cup of chopped green onions, and some parsley.
It calls for fresh parsley. We don't have that, so we just got the dried stuff.
Out of the cupboard.
So with that, let's just get right into preparing this meal.
I'm excited.
Alright, so to start with this recipe, you want to start with the grits, and the first thing you're going to do, you can combine 1 cup of water and 1 cup of milk and pour it into a pot, and then you want to heat it up over medium heat with the half teaspoon of salt until it comes to a simmer. So once your milk and water mixture comes to a simmer, you want to add the grits and whisk them in until they begin to thicken. Alright, once it thickens up, then you want to let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. You want it to simmer for 10 or 15 minutes and stir it occasionally or whisk it occasionally. Alright, while your grits are thickening and cooking, on another burner and another skillet or pan, you want to take your bacon, which is just 2 slices, and you want to cook it on medium-high heat just until it crisps up. Alright, so once the bacon has crisped up, then you're going to remove it with a slotted spoon so that you keep all that wonderful bacony grease goodness. Alright, so once you have removed the bacon from the pan, then you want to add the shrimp and cook it for about 1 to 2 minutes on each side. Shrimp doesn't take too long to cook, so you want to keep an eye on it.
And it doesn't have to be completely done because it's going to go back in the sauce for a few minutes.
And just so you know, it doesn't have to be completely done because it will go back into the sauce and cook at the end. Alright, so once they get like a lighter pink, you can remove the shrimp from the pan and just set them on a platter. So just put them on a platter and set them to the side until they'll go into the rest of the mixture later.
Alright, the grits have been cooking for between 10 to 15 minutes and they're thickened. So the last step for the grits is we need to add 1/2 cup of shredded cheese and 1 tablespoon of butter, and then we'll remove them from the heat, cover them, and set them aside until we're ready to serve. Maybe. And you gotta get all the cheese. think that butter is all melted, we'll put the lid on, remove them from the heat, and that's it for the grits.
Alright, then once you're done preparing those grits, you want to go back to your pan and you want to add the onions and you want to cook those until they're softened. Then once your onions are softened, you want to add the garlic and just cook that for about a minute. Probably just so it gets fragrant. Then once your garlic is cooked, you want to add the cornstarch right over top of your onion and garlic mixture. Oops. Try to get it in the pan, unlike what I just did. And then just mix it up and cook that for another minute. Alright, then once that cooks for about a minute, you're going to add your chicken stock and just whisk it in with that mixture. Then once it thickens, you want to add in the cream and, is this the rest of the butter?
Yeah, it's a half a tablespoon.
And the other half tablespoon of butter. And once you get the cream and the butter mixed in, you can add a couple dashes of hot sauce. Go with whatever you like. And after you get your hot sauce mixed in, you want to add in your mixture of cayenne, black pepper, and salt. And then you want to just cook this until the sauce thickens, I guess, to the desired thickness you would like it. And then once it gets to your desired thickness, you just want to add the shrimp back to the sauce and finish cooking that. Probably won't take much longer than a minute or two, just to get it fully cooked. Have the bacon or the shrimp in there for a little bit. You just want to add the bacon back to the pan. And you want to add the parsley and green onions. And then mix that in, and that's gonna do it. And once that's done, we are ready to plate and serve.
Alright, so now it's time to plate. We have our 2 bowls, because like I said, this recipe and all of the measurements make 2 servings. So we're going to show you what 2 servings looks like. From what I can tell, they're going to be hefty servings. Like, really hefty. So you're going to start, put your grits in the bottom of the bowl. And these look so good. I don't love grits when they're like, there's nothing in them and they're kind of bland. But when you add cheese and butter and it just like makes them magical. Stuart just laughed at me. Magical grits. Alright, there's our servings of grits. And then Stuart's gonna add the shrimp and the gravy over top.
Alright, so as Joel said, this did make quite a bit, so I don't think I'm going to put all of this between the two. But it will take probably most of it.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you guys can hear that. Joelle's in the background eating grits and she's just loving it.
They're so good.
I mean, I don't know how you can go wrong with this. Shrimp, bacon, cheese,
Cream.
butter. So, and there is our finished product. So with that, let's turn to tasting these things.
Oh, I'm so excited.
All right, so let's give this a
I'm
taste
so excited.
and make sure we get some of the cheesy goodness.
The grits,
shrimp.
the shrimp, the sauce, that sausage, the gravy. Oh, are you going in? Don't go before me. Is that hot?
That's really good.
It's so good. Oh my
It's
gosh.
cheesy, There's a nice spice to it.
Yeah. Flavorful, creamy,
It's definitely a very good savory, salty.
but not too much.
Right.
Oh my gosh. And we followed, like, we seasoned everything to the recipe. So we didn't, like, we measured everything. And
It's
I
got
think
a
it was,
crispy piece of bacon.
oh, I didn't get one of those yet.
That is delicious.
Oh my, bacon. Holy cow. All right, we are totally gonna link the recipe below, and we highly recommend you try it.
Absolutely.
Do you want to rate it, even though
yeah.
people will probably already know?
Rate it out of a 5.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you rate it as?
A 5.
Yeah.
I don't think you could improve upon it.
I don't
much.
think there's anything in this dish that I would add to it.
Or take away.
Or take away. I think as long as you follow the recipe based on what they have there, there's a saltiness that's right, there's a spiciness that's right.
It is so good.
Yeah. So
Yes.
definitely a 5 out of 5 on this recipe. We recommend it highly, and as Joel said, we will link it below. So if you try this recipe, let us know in the comments below how it turned out for you.
Yes, tell us.
And if you come across any recipes on the internet you'd like us to try, just put it in the
Yeah,
comments.
maybe if it's something that you're not sure about and you're like, well, I really wish I had a review before I tried it, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll give it a try.
We will try to do that. So thanks so much for watching, and thank you so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, and don't forget to do that. We're still on the road to 100 subscribers. And definitely try this out. It's worth it.
I'm gonna go eat now.
So, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.